my prediction is that we don't see Bachelorette airing. I don't want to, listen, so many things can be true at one time, right? I don't want to slam somebody who is clearly already down. Amanda and I support women. I think that the focus for Taylor right now needs to be on her health. Mental, physical. I think she needs therapy. I think she needs to focus on her children. And I think that filming a show where the concept is drama and cattiness is just not the place. Welcome to Cocktails and Gossip, the podcast where we drink cocktails, but you better believe we're going to spill the tea. We chat reality TV, celebrity blinds, and the hottest tea from BravoandCocktails.com. And as always, it's all alleged and just for fun. We do not verify our blinds. I'm B.
And I'm Amanda. Let's get into this week's tea.
Hola, Amanda and cocktailers. Guys, Amanda is apparently at hedonism because there is thumping. I think you guys are going to hear it. We signed on and I said, Amanda, what is that? It sounds like a heartbeat.
It's the resort next door. They do not play. I can't even explain because where our room is, it's actually quite quiet and I have been sleeping amazing. But midday to late afternoon, I hear the thumping. And like there for a minute, it got quiet and B's like, oh, it's better. And I'm like, no, they're just waiting for the beat to drop.
Oh my God. Is it like a young people resort?
I don't even know. I don't know because we're on the beach and the place next door, I haven't heard of it. But I've looked down and it's not like there's people dancing by the pool or anything. It's just overpowering music. But like where we are, when we go up to the little rooftop pool or down to the beach and it's much quieter. It's just, I guess, where our room is. But luckily it hasn't been a problem at night or else I would not have disrupted my sleep on vacation. God bless you because it is not going to go well for you. But I'm fine. It's been fine. So I just feel really bad. And of course, I always remembered to bring my headphones and everything. And I didn't because last week was such a chaotic week. You know how hard it is when you're just trying to get out of the house, go on vacation. But then everything was happening all at once. And literally, it's just been a really hectic spring. So I'm so happy to be here, especially because I'm still getting notifications about all of the things that are happening next week with sports. And I'm like, oh, I don't even want to look at it. But
I know.
It's so nice. And I recognize the privilege of what I'm saying when I say this. It is so nice to have a mixture of kinds of vacations, skiing or exploring a new city that's like more adventurous versus I love a sloth vacation where I sit on a chair, I read a bunch of books, I have drinks brought to me. And that is the idea behind this vacation, sloth vacation.
100%. And you really need a sloth vacation once in a while. Especially as we get older, you just need a couple of days just to veg out and like zone out.
And just
although I don't know how you're doing that with the thumping, but that's another story.
We are in the room during the day, and that's the thing. If this were happening at night,
no, that would be
not help them, but it's not.
We are going to discuss Miami.
Yeah.
Cocktailers, you guys have known about this for a month. It's finally confirmed. Yes, it sucks. Yes, we will get into it. But the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, we've been passing on cord.
We've been passing all day.
Yeah. It's literally happening in real time. And by the time this comes out, my prediction is that the show's canceled altogether because the video just dropped. But let's start from the top in case somehow you have been busy yourselves and you haven't been on social media and you haven't seen all the live updates. Secret Lives of Mormon Wives is a shit show right now.
And it is causing chaos in Utah. It is causing chaos in California. As of today, it seems to be causing chaos everywhere. So much has happened this week, in 1 week. So just want to start out by saying we want to put a trigger warning on what we're about to talk about because we're talking about domestic violence and alleged child abuse. So just a quick timeline for everybody. We know a lot of you guys watch Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, but this is a sitch. So Taylor Frankie Paul is the lead. She's been on Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. She's the one who came out with the swinger thing. So she has been picked for the lead for The Bachelorette, and season 22 of The Bachelorette, I can't believe it's been on this long, is going to premiere Sunday, March 22nd. Season 4 of Secret Lives just dropped all of their episodes a week ago, last Thursday, March 12th. And Taylor went to the Oscars this last Sunday, March 15th. Then Tuesday, just all of us are minding our own business and open the news, and we find out that both she, so Taylor, and Dakota, her ex-boyfriend and baby daddy of her youngest son ever, they are both alleging domestic violence against each other. Not only that, and I think it was like February 24th, 25th is when these events allegedly happen. But not only that, Dakota called Child and Family Protective Services about Taylor and has alleged that she has been abusive to their son ever. So those 2 nights, end of February, the 24th, 25th, that's allegedly when these new allegations allegedly, I'm saying allegedly a million times because we literally, this is one of those days where if we could just wait a day to record the pod, we would.
Yeah.
Because so much is coming out so fast. But allegedly that's when this happened. Both Taylor and Dakota, I swear to God, like I'm just tripping over my words. I have had a margarita, but not a lot of margaritas. They've both reported this domestic violence to the police. So obviously there's new attention on what happened back when they first started filming the show in 2023, which was in February. So that is when those charges originally were placed against Taylor for domestic violence. Everything's being looked at and reported on again. But then today, B sent me the video. I opened it, watched it again. I want to say trigger warning again. The video is very disturbing. It's one of those videos where it's like you don't really want to keep watching it again and again to better understand it because it's just horrifying. If this is a real video, it shows Taylor really going after Dakota. He seems to be filming. She throws 2 metal stools at him in front of her daughter. Something happens. I don't know if one of the stools strikes her daughter or something. Then you hear the daughter bawling and it's baby, like a little kid. It literally just came out today. Before the video, we saw that one brand partner, so this was Tuesday, Cinnabon has pulled their advertising from both The Bachelorette and from Secret Lives. They were doing a dual thing. And you guys know I have a marketing background. I used to work at big agencies. For a big advertiser to pull a big deal on a network show, especially something cross-platform where I'm sure they shot a video ad with...
They even had a product like that they were...
It was like a twisted soda. Just like all those places are doing dirty sodas. So then we hear production on season 5 of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives is temporarily paused. This morning, Michaela, one of the wives, said openly on social media that she and the other Mormon wives decided as a group pause filming while all of this is happening. We also heard that yesterday ABC had an emergency meeting to determine whether they would move forward with airing The Bachelorette. So what we don't know at this point is whether anyone had seen this video that we saw today, whether anyone had seen the video at that point. It's the video, it's bad.
Up until now, she did participate this week in promos, but she is slated to be on Jimmy Fallon tonight, and TMZ just posted that she canceled.
I'm not surprised, which also tells me that the video didn't come out until today.
Here's the thing. A lot of people in my DMs, and we're all learning this in real time, are like, the network had to know about the video and they still cast her. But that's not necessarily true. If Dakota filmed this, he may be the only person who knew about this video. Maybe Taylor had some idea because she was being filmed. But this is 3 years ago, and it's just coming out right after these new allegations. People were speculating, brands were pulling out. People are saying they're still going ahead with the interviews. And the network has come out and said Bachelorette will air on Sunday the 22nd. Now this video comes out. It is certainly possible that he is the only person who has this video and his team dropped it. I don't believe that the network knew about this video and cast her as the Bachelorette. I really don't see that as a possibility.
I definitely don't. What I'm questioning is, had they seen it this week? Is this the straw that broke the camel's back? Is this why the girls decided not to film? Is this why
the girls certainly may have been made aware because there is dad talk, and I'm sure Dakota told one of the husbands, probably Jordan, and yeah. So
it seems to me too that if this video had already been seen, I don't know that Taylor would have been going out doing interviews. I have to agree with you that I think that it does not look like we're going to get a Bachelor. I'm betting we're not. You're right, that we're not going to get a Bachelorette on Sunday.
Prior to this video, the allegations were out. The rumors that Mom Talk stopped filming were out. She was on Kelly and Mark. She was on a morning show. She just looked not to be in a great state of mind. Quite frankly, she was answering the questions in an odd manner. I would imagine a show like Kelly and Mark, they really prep their guests. There's not a lot of curveballs. And even with that, she was scattered and the girl is going through a lot. There's tons of opinions on this. I know we all can agree that Dakota sucks, but she did not help herself in these interviews. She didn't deny the allegations in the interviews. I think that speaks volumes. Looking at it now that this video is out, she didn't deny, so she didn't lie. Again, I want to say I think that Dakota, we have seen a video of Taylor being abusive. There is no doubt in my mind that this abuse went both ways. I saw someone describe it online as reactive abuse, and what that means is you push somebody to the point and then they react and they hit or throw things like we saw in the video. I think what is clear is that they need help, both parties. Her child is there, which is so extremely disturbing. Again, trigger warning. I know Amanda said it at the top. So the opinions before the video were all over the place. A lot of you guys said like ABC is fumbling hard to save face, money. They should pull it, take the L financially. Other people in my DMs felt that they view her as a victim of Dakota's abuse. They don't believe his claims. That's the other argument. A lot of people don't believe his claims. Him putting the video out may have been his way of saying, see, I'm not lying. I can just say based on what I'm seeing in the media this week in her interviews prior to this video, she doesn't seem okay. Yeah. So there are the rumors that the girls didn't want to film with.
Yeah. And I follow her on social media and I don't think she seemed okay over the last 6-7 months either. Knowing when she was filming, she seemed to be giving most of her social media time to her devotionals and seeking help through scripture. And a lot of us do go to scripture or religion for comfort, but she seemed to be doing it from more of a distressed place. Anybody else who follows her, let me know what you think. But she didn't seem like she was doing that great this whole time, where you would hope like she just had the best time of her life and hopefully met somebody, if not somebody to marry, just somebody that she really is excited about. And
well, something we skipped over
was seeming like. Yeah.
Something that we skipped over was the thing that kind of jumped this off was she posted a TikTok or something with just a guy's arm. And of course, these cocktailers, they're unmatched, sent me a video of one of the guys, Doug Mason, I want to say. And he was wearing the same outfit on his socials that same day. So the timeline is blurry at this point because so much has come out. But did she post that in reaction to Dakota accusing her? Did Dakota accuse her after? So she spoiled the ending because she's showing herself with one of the contestants in real time.
Yeah.
She's just, I have to imagine that the network is like, why did we cast her to be the Bachelorette?
It feels messy. It feels very messy. And it definitely feels not the kind of mess that national advertisers meant to be associated with. And having seen the video today, I can't imagine Cinnamon is going to be the last one to pull out of advertising. And I know if I were an advertiser and I've represented many in the past, I would not want my brand associated with that, regardless of all of the backstory and who's doing what. Like that is, I don't even want to recommend that you guys watch the video because it's disturbing.
I did not post it. So if you guys are on Instagram today, I actually just wrote, because a lot of people are like, kept DMing me, did you see the video? So I just posted a story that said, yes, I've seen the video. It's available on TMZ if you want to see it. I'm not comfortable posting it. My prediction is that we don't see Bachelorette airing. I don't want to, listen, so many things can be true at one time, right? I don't want to slam somebody who is clearly already down. Amanda and I support women. I think that the focus for Taylor right now needs to be on her health mental, physical. I think she needs therapy. I think she needs to focus on her children. And I think that filming a show where the concept is drama and cattiness is just not the place. And unfortunately, these things happen. And Amanda, we've been watching reality television our whole adult lives.
Right.
For you and I, we've been watching them. I've been watching it since I was a kid. And there is toxicity in it. Everything has toxic elements, right?
Cocktailers. I mentioned this earlier this year, but this year I was feeling like I wanted to get more organized with my finances and get a better handle on where my money is actually going every month. And let me tell you how happy I was that I did this. I'm currently on vacation for a week, and thank goodness for the Rocket Money app, because I have a checking account that I use for paying my kids' school tuition, and I'd forgotten to move more money into it before I left. You know how it is. Whenever you're getting ready for a vacation, I feel like everything is kind of hitting you all at once. But the Rocket Money app reminded me. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. So once I downloaded the app, I got started by setting it all up. It was so easy. Rocket Money guides you through each step, and I want to say it took 15 minutes or less to connect my banks, my credit cards, my checking accounts, all, as I just mentioned, all to the app. What's cool is then the app kind of consolidates everything, including investments, any loans, like if you have a mortgage, and then you can get a really clear view of your overall financial picture. Since I've downloaded it, Rocket Money has been so helpful. Like that example I just mentioned, reminding me other big expenses are coming up. It's really so helpful to be able to open the app, see a full picture of how my month is going. I will tell you, it's definitely making me consider the money I'm spending a lot more carefully. Let Rocket Money help you reach your financial goals faster. Join at rocketmoney.com/cocktails. That's rocketmoney.com/cocktails. rocketmoney.com/cocktails.
The Price is Right, we found out years later that Bob Barker was a pervert. So people didn't know that. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I don't
Okay,
wait.
2 weeks ago, now you ruined mine.
Wait, maybe pervert isn't the right term. I forget the details, but I think he has some SA allegations,
Oh dear.
or at a minimum, a dirty old man kind of guy.
Ew.
In any event, the thing is, it's on the one hand, we like the mess, but I like the mess of, Whitney and Jesse and Demi arguing and that kind of mess, and flirting, and did she flirt? Did she not flirt? And Demi
Your
and Jesse.
ugly leather pants mess.
Yeah, you all know, and we all agree on this, our listeners and Amanda and I, DV, SA, these are all subjects that we rightfully, all of us, we don't report on it when we get blinds. A lot of you guys have asked, have we received emails about this kind of stuff? Those aren't blinds that I'm going to post.
Yeah.
That is not something that's going to drop on bravoandcocktails.com. Once it's public, will I repost a TMZ article? Once it's public, yes, because we're reporting the news, but I'm not going to circulate theories on that. That's not the same as, did Jessie make out with Marciano at a bar when she was hanging with Sheena?
Right.
That is the kind of stuff that we do. We don't leak domestic violence videos.
And we fully planned to share, because it's obviously been talked about on the show season 4, but Dakota came out and claimed that he and Taylor slept together the night before she left to go do The Bachelor.
Which we had a blind on that, and that's the kind of stuff we report on.
That is regular mess. That is the kind of stuff we absolutely will talk about. The thing that's crazy is The Bachelorette, I'm Bachelor, for those of you guys have watched, so-and-so isn't here for the right reasons, is something that pops up every single season. It's never popped up about the Bachelor or the Bachelorette. We all need to have a little bit of that fairy tale feeling going into a season, a feeling, yes, this Bachelor really is looking to try to find love. And then it makes it hard for any of us to believe anybody's motivations if we find out that Taylor did sleep with Dakota right before her child. It's a big problem, I think, for the show itself. It puts a just huge black cloud over this entire season.
I just have to say, I don't know which execs vetted this,
Yeah.
but Taylor is notoriously messy, and I don't think there was enough time between her split with Dakota and her being cast. I'm not saying she should never have been considered, but they almost weren't even fully done when she was picked. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it did seem quick because packing up Stagecoach, that's always in April, they were openly sleeping together because all of them were there filming at the same time.
Right.
Bachelor started filming in September, October?
Yeah. I would say not the best choice. We understand what they were going for. I don't watch The Bachelorette. My plan was to watch it because Taylor was on it.
Yeah.
And prior to the video, a lot of you still were in my DMs saying ABC is nuts for considering canceling. It would be the highest rated show in 15 years. Who cares if an advertiser or two drop out? They'll find someone to replace them. So it really is very split. I think it's probably less split post-video, and it's probably a clearer decision. That's just my guess. Maybe at this point, they're like, roll tape, roll footage. We already are in this. I don't know. I think it's going to be pulled.
Those larger today's video side, Cinnabon making a commitment across 2 different networks, doing a cross-platform deal. Those are a lot harder to come by. They take a lot of months of negotiation and then months of planning. I'm sure they spent quite a bit of money on just filming the ad with Taylor. I would not be surprised if there were custom scenes in the show where they were trying the even drink, because we see that on reality TV all the time. Everybody understands that as consumers what product placement is. Imagine they're gonna have to cut that out because Cinnabon isn't gonna want that. So yes, I'm sure they can find another advertiser to take the space. And this is me saying this before seeing that video, but I would imagine it will be at a big discount. And my knowledge in my experience in working is that all the smart advertisers have what's called a morality clause, and it's for the person that's in them. It's for any kind of association with the shows that they're advertising on, where they get to pull out and they don't have to pay any of the money that would be millions and millions of dollars that they had confirmed that they were going to spend. So
it's wild.
It's a big mess.
Should we read the email that we posted in Cocktail Party just to give you guys an idea? So Dakota, it's got to be about him. The email says he is a saboteur. Is that how you say it?
Yes.
Had a friend who used to date the Mormon baby daddy who was continuously in gossip media for not great reasons. Not defending the new Bachelor Nation member, but this guy hates when someone is doing better than him. His insecurities scream louder than the opportunities his partners receive. He used to try and blow up all of the good things my friend received, and also tried to sleep with people close to her to get reactions from her. When he would try to ruin her opportunities using law enforcement and play victim. He would try to rage bait her, provoke her. He would escalate until she would react. He wouldn't leave when she told him to. I don't know his newest partner, and I realize a child is in the mix, and that changes everything. I'm not defending anyone. I'm just sharing what I have experienced with my friend dating him. When she cut him out of her life, she was able to fly and thrive. Also, there have been questions about his alleged sobriety amongst the community, wherever he lives. So I don't think this is surprising to any of us. I think that the term reactive abuse is accurate. They're not going to film him hitting her. Hitting her.
Of course he's not. Yeah.
So
I think, again, like we said, this is going to be one of those things where we feel like we're probably going to be getting more and more information by the day. So of course we'll keep you guys posted as we hear more and watch the situation. But
And what do we think this means for Secret Lives of Mormon Wives? I think this means, I feel like there's a very good chance that cameras pick up without Taylor. I think a lot of people are saying, forget it. There won't be the season they're filming will be kaput. I don't know about that. I think that the other women will probably continue saying they don't want to film with her. I think that monies have already been spent. I think they will film a season. And I think that there's a redemption arc for everybody. And I think provided she gets help and she ditches him, I certainly could see a world where she's in a future season. And you guys will ask me in my DMs, do you think she should be canceled? In a general way, obviously, what she did is wrong. I don't think any young person who was raised with trauma, who has been through a series of abusive relationships, should be like cast aside for the rest of their lives. And as much as I don't think reality television is healthy, it's also how she earns her money. So I don't know what to wish for her except help.
yeah, I think some time off of all cameras would do her very well, while also getting some real help. We've seen, I can name Karen, for example, who didn't actually go to a real rehab. She went to, I don't know what she went to, but Jax, the first time he went to rehab, didn't go to I hope she goes to a real, true mental health facility.
This just in. Taylor, Frankie pulls, ex-Dakota files restraining order, demands sole custody. So he dropped that video and now he's going for custody. It's a really bad situation.
It is bad. It's bad. I'm not surprised by any of it.
And again, there has to be accountability. Whatever he is, whoever he is, she threw the chairs.
Yeah.
Her child was there. These are all things that aren't okay under any circumstance. As somebody 20 years older than her, it's hard for me not to have sympathy, and that I hope it doesn't come off as Amanda and I giving her a pass for this awful behavior, because that's not what this is. This is not a pass. This is just, I just feel
it's sad all around and it's heartbreaking all around. And that's, I think, what we are, because of course, you guys always hear us say this, just in the case with Wendy and Eddie Osefo, who there's been, just not to confuse anybody, there's been no allegations about anything harmful happening to their kids. Our first concern is for their children, just like in this case. My concern is, and I know yours, is just that these children are okay and that their parents can get to a mentally healthy and strong place.
Yeah.
So
that is their mother, and you only get one of those.
You only get one. And kids do better when the parents are getting along. And even if they're not, especially if they can get along, if they're not together, that's fine. Just as long as they can be amicable. But let's move to Miami. Not that that's really happier news.
It's terrible news, but in a totally different way. It's lighter, that's for sure.
It's lighter news, yeah. So about a month ago, we shared intel that we were hearing that Miami was canceled out totally. But Andy came out and denied it on his radio show. So we had heard producers were saying, we're casting, we found good women, there's going to be a shakeup. Sources were also telling us that it could have been between New York and Miami. And we know that New York cameras are up. They're still, I think, finalizing everything. But as we're hearing, it's done.
So I always felt strongly that where there was smoke, there was fire, because it's the puzzle, guys. And when a source tells me something and then another, like it was 4 independent sources from different areas, right? So I was like, there's truth here. I do believe that production was holding out hope that they could present something to the network that would catch their attention, because they did actively cast. However, it is the lowest rated housewife show. The people who watch it love it. So it's one of these things where if you like Miami, you're all in and you love it, which is why we are hearing these loud voices saying, how could you do this? And Amanda and I are part of that crowd.
Right.
But not enough people watch it. That's just what it is. I don't know that we'll hear the word canceled. I think what they're calling it officially is a long pause, but we know that could mean years.
Right.
We did have the New York or Miami thing. And we also are getting flooded every day with emails talking about the expansion of Ladies of London's ratings were so good. I'm hearing that was a huge indication to the network of which way they should go. Any housewife show that is not thriving, expect it to be quote unquote paused. They're going to focus on Ladies of. They're going to focus on the Valleys. They're going to focus on the next gens. That is why Miami was not picked to be, they had no main cast member on their road trip. A lot of people paid attention to that. And Amanda and I flagged it immediately.
Yeah.
We were hopeful that it was because cameras were going to pop up. But when they didn't, that is when I started reaching out to people to be like, what's going on here? They made a stop in Miami. So Miami is part of the family, right? It's on pause. The plan, they were going to get rid of Julia Gertie, Lisa Hochstein, and Adriana and get 4 new girls. But for the time being, they have shelved that idea.
Obviously, not loving this news, a lot of reasons. I think the biggest one, though, is I'm seeing a trend. You're seeing a trend. We first started seeing the trend of this make us miss you trend where they're not filming on the same calendar year timing every year. It used to be that Miami started in January and would film until the beginning of the summer because that's when the happening season is happening in Miami, same thing with Beverly Hills. Think of all the New Jersey Christmases we've seen and New York Christmases. But this other trend that we're seeing is that it is feeling like Bravo's putting a little more excitement and interest between some of these newer shows because some of them skew younger, next gen, obviously, but Ladies of London even a little bit. I think some of it is there's almost some like golden handcuffs around the Housewives shows, right? Where they need to be a little more aspirational, the lifestyle. And Ladies of London, my favorite character lives in a house with her bird where the bird is pooping on everything and her walls and ceilings are literally, they're peeling off. And she is by far my favorite. So they're not holding on to this same kind of has to be aspirational. She's just an interesting person. And I'm a little bit worried about that just as an OG housewife watcher. It feels like this could mean some of these housewife shows not only could be in jeopardy, but then thinking 2 steps ahead, I just worry that these housewives are going to start to act crazy because that's how they're going to think that they can stay on the air.
That's a good point.
I really hope I'm wrong.
I'm going to share some hard truths that I believe are what's going on. I think a lot of what you said is very on point. And I think the reality is all things evolve. And I think that maybe realness and less flash is resonating with the audience. And that's why they're going this way. I think Salt Lake City is thriving. It will continue to thrive. I think Jersey is going to get another shot. I think New York is going to get another shot. And I think if they don't perform well, I think the plan is all these emails we're getting about Ladies of, I think they're going to revamp and turn it to a Ladies of. Go younger with next gen. In the city, the valley. Those are, first of all, they're both genders on the cast.
Right.
And they're also mixed ages. Shaz is people in their 40s and 50s, right? Yeah. So it's not young, but it's also not just women. So I don't think there'll ever be a day that there's no housewife. I think we're always going to have a couple of cities, but we're just not going to have as many.
Yeah.
And the reality is, if everybody who likes housewives watched every housewife, we could keep it. But so long as there are people that for whatever reason only watch a couple of them, Atlanta's not going anywhere because they keep trying to revamp it. Have a very strong feeling Nene will be back. We're still going to have our solid things. I think Potomac should be nervous.
Yeah.
I think a lot of us are turned off. OC should be nervous. Potomac should be nervous. Roni and Jersey better bring it because if not, they'll go to the wayside.
And then we got that email, which I like... Now at this point, I'm like, can we just know if this is really going to happen? Because the email said about Miami, remember, and this is from, we don't know, somebody anonymous. It says, remember when I said Miami is canceled in favor of a New Mexico franchise?
Amanda, I love this. It's like somebody is personally messing with you because you had slapped this down. I don't know. Maybe they do go rogue. Rhode Island was freaking rogue.
It was. Yeah, it was. And I just think of New Mexico as like sleepy. And that's where I'm like, I don't get the vibrant restaurant scene that all of the other kind of places tend to have.
But it is possible that somehow they had somebody who filmed a sizzle reel with an interesting group of women. And maybe shows don't need to last 5 seasons. Maybe it's something where there's an interesting group of women there and they do a season there, they do a couple seasons there. And then if it's not vibing anymore, I get the sense this is a cost-cutting move. We don't need Lisa Hochstein, who's making $700,000 a season and bringing in less than 1 million viewers, when we can do a bunch of kooky women that they found in New Mexico for a couple of seasons that we all like for those couple of seasons and move on from. They save money.
I always say,
You're also saving money at BravoCon. You're saving money on so many different things because you don't got to pay these huge fees. Those women will come to BravoCon for a hotel room and some glam.
It's true. I questioned Salt Lake City for the same reason. And you guys know it's like my favorite. It's my favorite franchise now. So
yeah, this is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Also worth noting, last week we had mentioned some newbies' names for New Jersey. I heard from a very reliable source that a couple of them were off. I do believe Natia will join. Teresa, Dolores, and Melissa are fully, they're back, baby. Okay. We got an email. I know that Kim D was on Watch What Happens Live last night, but we got an email that we posted in Cocktail saying, girls, doesn't mean she's back. I got an email today, just before we started recording. Kim D is in talks to join season 15 of Jersey as an official friend. She's also quietly had a hand in casting, helping bring a few new faces into the mix. I don't doubt that's true. And she was the bartender on Watch What Happens Live. So I'm not going to say this email is bogus. Kim D has strong ties to Melissa, Teresa, Dolores. Margaret is likely out. Production's clearly looking to introduce a bit of chaos. Enter Kim D. They considered her for full time, but we all saw what happened to Marlo in Atlanta. Bravo refuses to make the same mistake twice. Kim D recently appeared on Watch What Happens Live to promote her book and remains in good standing with the network. As it stands, the cast is expected to include Teresa, Melissa, Dolores, 3 newbies. Kathy Wakili and Kim D are both slated to appear as friends. Danielle Cabral, Jen Fessler, and Jackie Goldschneider are still in the wings as backup, as they've always been. I have to tell you guys, I think that this email is likely on point. I don't see any reason why they wouldn't bring Kim D on the show, just as they brought her on Watch What Happens Live, to stir the pot and give us some nostalgia. I think that Kathy certainly would pop on.
She was great. Kim D was great on Watch What Happens Live. I enjoyed her. Andy even called her brazen, which was really funny because he said, "Are you doing the fashion show?" And she said, "I haven't been, but I would." And then looks at him. He's like, that's
right,
brazen, and I love it, was this exact reaction. So
I think it's all about, listen, they want to get Jersey right. And they also are looking to capture an audience that may have moved on. I have a lot of followers who still follow me and still read it, like the posts and whatever. And they're like, I don't really watch Housewives anymore. I miss old Roni. I miss old Jersey. I actually think it's a brilliant idea to give us some of that. I know I'll be slammed when I post this email. I know I'll be slammed with the pod saying, yeah, they'd never bring Kim D back. But I just have to remind myself that people told us the same thing when we exclusively posted the rumors about Rhode Island, which we didn't even believe to be true. And guess what's premiering in April? Rhode Island.
And it looks so good. Every ad for it. I'm like, bring it to me now. I can't wait.
Yes.
Oh, here is another email we got.
Yes, with the whole margin of it all.
Yes. So it says a New Jersey housewife was approached to appear as a recurring cast member on a Housewives spinoff show on E! Alongside several Roni cast members. Due to her friendships with them and being in a similar age bracket, she declined the offer because she was still being considered for the mini reboot of her original show. However, she currently refuses to film with the OG of New Jersey. Despite multiple attempts by the network to facilitate a reconciliation, she has not been willing to move forward. As a result,
she cancels The Bachelorette after Taylor Frank.
It just came out. We knew it. I'm not surprised.
Sorry to interrupt you.
No, I'm not surprised.
Perry, shout out to Perry. Perry works with us on our site and honestly comes on the clutch with a lot of breaking news. It takes a village.
This is one of those days, guys. And as we said at the top of the show, we said it first. And I'm like, I think she is exactly right. After seeing this video, I just don't see how they can move forward with it. Okay. back to that email talking about essentially who we think is allegedly Marge. It says, as a result, her role in the reboot, because she has refused to reconcile, it remains uncertain, and the network is moving ahead with the OJ. So that was Marge.
So
we think.
I gotta say, and you guys know I love Marge. We told you. Oh, I don't know if we told you. I think I got it after we recorded. We got that fun intel that there's a new reality show similar to Girls Trip on Amazon Prime, currently filming. It was actually confirmed in Us Weekly. It is Tamar Braxton, Kim Z, Kenya Moore, Marge, Christine Quinn from Selling Sunset, Brittany Cartwright, Caitlin from Bachelor Nation, Jen from Bachelor Nation, Hilaria Baldwin, Julian Savannah Chrisley. That has been confirmed. I think Marge doing this show is an indication that she won't be back. I think that she told Bravo it's me or Teresa, and I think for a while Bravo was leaning towards her, Marge, and I think when Melissa and Teresa made amends, and it does seem like a legitimate amends, and I know people will say they don't believe that it's legitimate. There's always going to be issues there, but they are family, and I think for the sake of the children, and I don't know if I said this on the pod, but I've spoke about it with like people in my DMs. I think that people look at it like Teresa did it for herself. But I want to say something else. They are family. It made Joe happy.
Yeah.
She is having incredible success with Next Gen and as an influencer. And Melissa is a smart cookie who would like that for Antonia, I'm sure. And I'm sure one hand washes the other. I bring you back in the fold. We do the show together. And when the time comes for an opportunity for Antonia, you support, your daughters support. It's not all what Melissa can do for Teresa by making up with her. I think that the Gorgas get something out of it too. The influencer space, the Next Gen space, certainly there should be enough room for Antonia, and them being on good footing will help that a lot, right?
Yeah, no, I don't think this was just about the show at all. I think that what made that show so good from the beginning is because it was real family and real family situations, and it warmed my cold heart. Yeah, to see those kids back together and to see them posting each other and to seeing all that. I am one of those people. I don't believe in grudges. I don't believe families should feud long term. Obviously, take your time, cool down. But I don't think this was just a Teresa and Melissa situation. I think the decision was really made for their whole family and not just about the show.
I'm a very firm believer in moving on. I think in their situation, I don't think anyone was faultless. Certainly, it's no secret that I prefer the Gorgas over the Ruellises. But I don't think that the Gorgas were faultless. I think that when you're angry, you do things that, are out of character. And I would say for all parties involved. And time has passed. And you know what? It is what it is.
It's nearly impossible to always take the high road in every situation.
Right.
I agree. There's been a little bit of fault on both sides.
So I want to discuss something that I deem pretty big time.
Oh, what's that?
Martha Stewart filmed. We know that her makeup artist and friend, Daisy Nicole Toy, or Nicole Daisy Toy, I forget which name comes first, she did a little cameo on Roni, I'm hearing. I feel like that's big time. And I feel like New York has to come out swinging because everybody wants this to fail. Except me, you, and a handful of cocktailers.
I liked it. But now put Martha in it. Give it to us now. I want to watch it. I can't wait.
100%.
Love her. I love her. She is a bad.
We have so much tea. I feel like we're speeding through it. We got an email about Beverly Hills, and I really want to discuss this, okay?
Okay.
Because some things make sense to me and some things make no sense to me. So I'm going to read it quickly, and then we're going to chop it up. Expect to shape up following the season of Beverly Hills. The reunion went largely as producers expected, nothing too explosive. Most of the issues were more or less resolved. Combined with a fairly uneventful season, producers will take a few extra months to carefully cast the next season. Moving forward, the show is expected to center around Rachel Zoe and Kyle Richards continuing to serve as an anchor alongside her. Producers are also likely to keep Dorit as a full-time cast member and hope Sutton Strack can slide into a friend of role alongside Kathy Hilton and Jennifer Tilly. As of now, Bose and Natalie Fuller are not expected to return in any capacity. Natalie is the Simon Cowell's ex.
Not Simon Cowell, Simon Fuller.
Sorry, Simon Fuller.
Who created American. I know. I say it myself because it's hard to not They're both
Right.
British men who created reality shows, so it's easy to mix them up.
So she hasn't been on much, but I thought that they were going to try to make her a bigger deal, but she wasn't at the reunion. So that part of the tea, I believe, the Natalie Fuller part.
Yeah.
Amanda Francis remains to be determined. Producers like her, especially after what's been described as a fiery reunion performance, but they're also aware that she doesn't gel with the ladies, highlighting just how disjointed the cast is. Producers have been trying to figure out what to do with Erica Jane since season 13, and this year is no different. She isn't necessarily a priority for main cast, but could easily be plugged in if needed. In a dream scenario, Garcelle would return, though producers are realistic about how unlikely that is. This may change slightly, but make no mistake, Beverly Hills is entering a new era following this season. Chop it up for me. What are your thoughts? This is a lot
my
of
God.
information.
I have lots. Bose? Like, why? This doesn't make any sense unless Bose herself is thinking she might want to leave. With then her leaving and Garcelle coming back, when Garcelle has been very clear about having no interest and has cut all of them off, even the blameless Jennifer Tilly.
Yeah.
Make it make sense. Natalie, you mentioned earlier, like she didn't have a lot of screen time, but people seem very interested in her. I found her interesting. And then I've told you guys, based on just the amount of people reading articles on our site about her, people are very interested in her. Rachel, 100%. I love her as an addition. I actually think she and Dorit play off of each other really well. Kyle's not going anywhere but Bose. And I actually have come, and I'm going to say something that I have never said before, but especially after this season, I don't want Beverly Hills without Erica Jane.
Same, and I did not always feel that way.
No, and I felt like she wasn't sharing as much, but this season she did more. She does give and bring so much to this show.
Okay, I am with you 100%. Something clicked. I don't know if she's been a little bit more open. I don't know if she's just become part of the fabric of the show the way that in many ways Kyle is. The Bose part is absolutely throwing me. The only way I can see this is if she's asking for a lot of money and is okay walking. I don't see a world in which they don't want her unless it becomes a financial situation and they can't afford her.
That would make actually, that would make more sense than the show not wanting her.
Like, she did it for 2 seasons. She's a very wealthy woman. She is entering a new phase of her life, and she may feel like, I need to really get paid for this to make sense for me. And in which case, I could see her sliding into friend of, because I think she may second think walking completely, because I get the sense that she does like it, but now she already got that other show out of it. So I don't know.
Well, you get to be in a C-level role at some of the big companies that she has, like Pepsi and like Netflix, without being a good freaking negotiator. And so what you just said actually makes more sense in my pea brain than anything else, because I think people like her. I don't think fans are demanding that she comes off, but I'm like, oh, but she does know she's got this wedding coming up. So she's got leverage too, right?
Yes.
Pay me more if you really want to see this. Okay, that would make sense. I just hope that's not the case.
And that's where I'm at with Amanda too, because I very much think that although on the whole, the audience doesn't like Amanda, Andy is constantly pushing her and he seems to really like her. I think that she has this big fancy wedding coming up. I think that it's good fodder. It's a good villain, so to speak, that all the women can be okay and they all bind together around disliking her. And God knows she's not going to walk.
It's interesting because I listen to other people's podcasts. I look at other people, and there's a lot of producers or ex-producers who come on and give commentary on podcasts or have social media who love Amanda.
Right. So she's good for reality TV, even if you don't like her. She brings stuff.
I can't imagine if I were Amanda putting myself into a situation for at least 3 to 4 months of filming, knowing that everybody can't stand me.
Do you know what's interesting about her, though? I have to say, watching her on Watch What Happens Live after all the negative feedback, she stood 10 toes down and really dug in. And she was like, I disagree with everybody's opinion. I am an entrepreneur. I am self-made. These women, they may not point out the designer, but they lead walking in the room with their Hermes bags. And I thought that's what this was about. And they're picking on me because I'm nouveau riche and I'm younger than them and I'm hot to trot and they're just jealous. She didn't say that, but she said that in so many words. And I was like, you know what? She's really wacky.
Yeah.
She really is wacky. And not that I think I would ever come to like her and want to hang with her, but you don't have to like everyone who makes good television, as we know.
Very true.
Sutton can be a friend. I'm fine with that. Rachel is the future. I haven't loved an addition like her across Bravo in a really long time. I just adore her. She has so much going on personally, professionally. She is the ticket. I have to say, I know I get the DMs. Everybody feels like Kyle doesn't bring anything. But Kyle is Beverly Hills. There's something about just her sitting at the table with them, giving the look. Yeah. She's not going anywhere. And I also personally don't think she should.
Yeah. She's an anchor for a reason. I agree.
And in a shock to nobody, PK was spotted at a bar in New York City on Thursday of this week, wasted.
Yeah. Honestly, when I hear stories like this, just bringing it back to Taylor, and I just hope he and Dorit find some peace. They seem to continually be running through a hard time. I hope life starts to feel a little easier for all of them so that they can be better parents to their kids. Just period.
Well, yes. To sum it up, what we know at this moment, which is 4 p.m. on Thursday, March 19th, is that The Bachelorette has been pulled as we predicted at the top of this pod. That is official. Dakota likely is the one who released the video because who else would have it?
Jordan
Released the video within hours, is demanding full custody of their child.
Yeah.
So I don't know what else will happen. I wouldn't call it out of the question that a video of Dakota doing something gets released. That would be the logical next step if it exists.
If it exists. Yeah.
And wishing everybody less dysfunction.
Yeah. 100%. And that the kids are...
Courtney, shout out to Courtney. I'm reading my DMs. Courtney's one of our loyal cocktailers. I posted the New Mexico and she wrote, New Mexico is a go. We stay knowing. I almost was like, wait, is this confirmed somewhere else? Sometimes you guys like confirm things for me, but that aren't actually confirmed, but we just as cocktailers confirm it in our own heads.
I guess we'll see. More breaking news for next week.
More breaking news. We love you guys. The thumping has stopped.
It has.
We're taking a siesta.
I think the DJ needed a break. Wait, nope. He's back.
We apologize for the thumping. I hope it's not
sorry, guys.
On your end.
One of the bad and good things about our podcast is like we record no matter where we are, no matter what we're doing. Honestly, I didn't even realize that this sound thing was even an issue because I just haven't even been in our room during the day. So I apologize. We
were having a totally normal conversation and I said, Amanda, what is that thumping? Like it made me nervous. I thought maybe her dog was there and somehow it was picking up his heartbeat. Like I didn't know what it was. Maybe her husband was laying at the bottom of the bed and I was hearing his heartbeat. I don't know.
Nope. I've been here all by myself and just enjoying this DJ set from next door.
We got to get Amanda back to the beach. She needs a margarita. So
bye, everybody.
See you guys next week on Cocktail Zoom Party. If you're not a cocktailer, it is a very good time to join. You can use the code MyTreat to pay $5 for the first month. And I highly recommend you get on the Zoom because the inbox is full.
Cocktailers too that they're like, oh, this is the first one I was able to join. And they're like, I'm never missing it again. It's so good.
It's so good. We have so much fun.
We do.
If you think our pods are unhinged, you ain't seen nothing.
Just imagine if B was here in Mexico. We would be like, we're going to for tomorrow. We're going to go down and enjoy this DJ set.
Yes, 100%. We'd be like with the DJ recording and you guys would be like, yeah, that was, can't hear it. We love you guys.
Bye.
What's up, cocktailers? We want to thank you, as always, for listening to Cocktails and Gossip. Because of you, we've hit some amazing milestones, had some hilarious conversations, and have grown a truly amazing community. If you haven't already followed our podcast, hit the follow button in the top right of your Apple Podcast player the follow button under the show logo on Spotify, or the subscribe button on Google Podcasts. We thrive on you, our audience. So make sure to tell all your gossip-loving friends about us too. And if you want to get all the tea, join our membership cocktail party by going to bravoandcocktails.com/join. Our members get access to the exclusive tea we post, the weekly podcast without ads, plus another additional bonus podcast every week. And of course, members also get to join us on our monthly live cocktail party Zoom, where we talk about the latest tea and even share tea that's just too hot to put in writing. Last, but maybe best, our members get access to the Cocktail Party Discord, where you can chat with Amanda, me, and all of the other cocktailers as well. There are always some great combos and hilarious comments happening in Discord. Thank you guys so much for listening. We appreciate you.